welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. I am back with a new video all about expat living in the Netherlands. In today's video, I wanted to share with you 10 reasons why I love living in Amsterdam and in the Netherlands. After a few ups and downs, not gonna lie. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. First of all, and despite what everyone says about Dutch directness, I would have to say that Dutch people are very friendly and very open-minded. This is especially true living in Amsterdam, which is the only city I lived so far. I don't know if this is because of the amount of diversity that you can find in the city as the result of expats in the city, or if this is the fact that you can find a high level of English speaking people. I think those two attributes makes it a very friendly and very welcoming country, or at least a city to live in. Second reasons why I love living in Amsterdam, and despite the fact that I haven't used my bike in about 6 months, is the bike culture. I have to say that I really love the bike culture here, and I was surprised myself to take my bike under apocalyptic rain sometimes instead of taking the metro, which makes me a very Dutch person now. But yeah, in the Netherlands there are more bikes than people. Actually, Dutchies own per person 2.1 bikes, and even me now, I have 2 bikes. At home we have maybe 4 bikes, which is crazy because we don't even use them. But you know, we never know if you have friends visiting. We can have spare bikes, or even if one break down, you can have other bikes to buy. And I think why I love the bike culture is that biking everywhere means everything is accessible. And really, this is really one thing I love about the Netherlands, is that everything is easily accessible. And even for myself, I don't live in the city center, but 15-minute bikes, 20-minute bikes, I can be there very easily. Even with public transport, everything is so close that it don't take that long to get from place to place. For example, my commute to work with the car is only 20 minutes, which I think is not that much. I used to work in the center, and it was like 18 minutes bike ride, which is very great as well. So yeah, everything is pretty much close by. Like, even if you want to travel from the other side of the country, it won't take you more than 3 hours to the maximum, which is very enjoyable, especially when you're an expat and you want to explore the country on the weekend, for example. Repeating myself here, but what truly makes the difference in the Netherlands is the work-life balance. I really enjoy it, and I'm very grateful to work in a company, but mostly in a country that allows that. Like, I don't feel bad when I leave my desk at 5 p.m. for example. Like, 5 p.m. is a normal time to go back home. I also think that since you really have that clear boundary around work and life, it makes it so much more enjoyable to go and work and sit at your desk from 9 to 5. So I think it's very much a win-win situation for both companies and the employees. There are also plenty of other benefits, like Father's Day, where they allow father 1 day per week where they can just be at home. You also have a lot of opportunities when it comes to the maternity leave, for example. It's by law 3 or 4 months, but then some companies, they are willing to extend that leave for about a year almost. And of course, fourth reasons I love the Netherlands, I have to mention how beautiful the country is and how nice the architecture is. The Netherlands is a very beautiful country, and even though most of the cities kind of look the same, it is very cute and very charming. All those cities have those very nice cobbled streets with those very nice typical houses, all those beautiful canals everywhere. It's very nice, very charming and very picturesque. It's also a pretty green country with a lot of different parks, lot of surrounding nature with those pretty flowers and those cute little windmill. Honestly, it is a very and truly charming country. Now, the fifth thing I love about the Netherlands is how expat friendly the country is. From English almost being a national language to the low taxes facilities, I think it is a very welcoming country for the expat, especially if you come from the EU. You will really have few paperwork when you move to the country, which makes it so easy, but also companies are very much willing to hire people coming from around the world, while in some countries like Switzerland they would rather hire Swiss people, for example. And even more than the company, as I was mentioning, the country itself wants to attract expats workers, as they are doing things like the 30% ruling, tax exemptions to attract those expat workers. Another thing I love about the Netherlands is the extraordinary culinary scene. And yes, I always say that I don't like Dutch food, but it's okay because you have so many different restaurants with so many different cuisines to try. You can really eat food from everywhere around the world, from Italian food to Asian food to Surinamese food to French food. You really have it all. I have to say that they must love Italian food because you can find Italian restaurants pretty much everywhere here. But yeah, you really have a lot of diverse restaurants, which makes it a very nice country if you're a foodie like me. Another thing I love about the Netherlands is of course the flowers. And if you didn't know, the Netherlands are actually one of the biggest country exporting flowers around the world. I think they actually export half of the flowers in this world, which makes it very nice for us because then the flowers in the country are pretty much cheap, like very cheap. For example, for a bouquet of roses, you can pay €5 at Albertine, for example, for very nice flowers that will last 2 weeks. While in France, I paid €20 for the same bouquet that will last only like a week. Also, one of my favorite things about the Netherlands, and especially in Amsterdam, is the amount of work opportunities that you have in this city. I believe the employment rate is very low in the country. Also, Amsterdam and its surrounding is home to a lot of different international companies, which makes it very attractive work-wise. Those companies seek a lot of international workers, especially in the tech industry, in the sales roles, for example, and most of the time you can apply to these roles without speaking Dutch. Also, it's crazy how easy their administration is and how everything is pretty much digitalized. So most of the admin stuff here are quite digitalized, which means if you have admin anxiety, just like me, it will be a dream country. Everything can be done online, which is amazing, at least for people that are very much comfortable with the internet. But like everything can be done online, and as a matter of fact, if you're trying to open a bank account, for example, you won't be able to do it at a bank. It will have to be done online, which can be a pain point, as I was mentioning, but if you are quite at ease with this technology, you will really much like it, especially if you have admin anxiety. Now, another controversial thing I love about the Netherlands, and the last thing I will mention today, is they're pretty much summer weather. So yes, I do hate the weather here when it's windy, when it's rainy, so pretty much from end of September to May. But other than that, it's a very nice country in the summer because you really don't suffer from the heat. Actually, throughout the year, you really have a mid weather, which means it's never too hot and never too cold. And in the summer, like in July and in August, it won't be more than 23 degrees, which is, I think, a nice weather, especially if you still have to work during summer. It's really not comfortable to go to work sweating, so it's very nice to have those mid summer, but it can be a pain point in the winter. So minus the gray sky, the weather in the summer can be pretty much enjoyable. So I could go on and on about the things I love about the Netherlands, but I will end this video now. I hope this video would have been useful, and if you have any questions about moving or about living in the Netherlands, please let me know down in the comments. If you have liked this video, don't forget to thumbs up and to subscribe, and I see you in my next one. Bye.